When we think of Australia, many of us imagine jumping kangaroos, exotic animals, and its beautiful beaches. But it is also the fifth country with the highest Human Development Index, and a destination that has always attracted students and immigrants. Furthermore, the country currently has the 14th largest economy in the world. But there is a dark side that many are unaware of. After all, what is happening to Australia? Well, stay with me in this video, you will understand everything you already know, right? Grab that popcorn, hit the like button, and let's go. Australia's influence on Western culture began in 1788, when the British established a colony on the continent. Australia played the role of a penal colony, where convicts were sent to serve their sentences in a distant land. Captain Phillip led this endeavor and made a plea for more farmers and skilled workers to support colonization, a request that the British government did not respond to. Consequently, the first years of colonization were marked by hunger and suffering. However, Australia, with its vast natural resources, eventually prospered. New fertile lands were discovered in the southeast and southwest regions, while mineral riches were found in the mines. In the 1820s, the country embraced industrialization, beginning to produce high-quality goods for export, and experienced an increase in population, providing a more robust workforce and a growing market. In the 1950s and 1960s, it implemented macroeconomic policies to maintain economic growth and full employment, while also loosening government control, adopting a more capitalist model. Today, Australia is one of the richest nations in the world, with a GDP of $1.6 trillion, ranking 14th on the list of largest global economies. The average net worth in Australia is the fourth highest in the world, reaching almost $500,000. However, this increase in net worth also comes at a cost. Living costs in Australia are high, reflecting the country's prosperity. Prices continue to rise due to inflation, and unfortunately, inflation rates are constantly on the rise, reaching almost 8% in 2021, the highest level since 1990. When we talk about the high average net worth in Australia, a large part of this is due to rising property prices. This means that those who already own a home are witnessing a huge increase in their wealth. Currently, buying a house costs around 10 times the average salary in Australia. Sydney is one of the leading cities for price growth, recording 14% annual growth and a 60% increase in prices since 2009. Young Australians now face the challenge of becoming homeowners without the financial support of their parents or family members. Furthermore, it's not just properties that are exorbitantly priced. Energy, food products, gasoline, coffee, travel, and many other items follow the same trend. A few years ago, you could enjoy a cup of coffee for $4, but now the cost has risen to $7 per cup, representing a 75% increase. To further complicate matters, real wages are declining compared to a decade ago, as inflation outpaces wage growth by 3.5%. This means that people's purchasing power is shrinking, making saving for the future a challenging task. One factor contributing to this scenario is the tendency of Australians to stay in their jobs for long periods. In 2021, only 7% of Australians changed jobs as they feel comfortable in their positions and are reluctant to seek new opportunities. Furthermore, Australian workers are putting in extra effort. Many of them are working unpaid overtime, accruing more than 4 hours of overtime per week, which equates to $8,000 per worker per year, or a total of $92 billion per year. Unfortunately, the situation is even more challenging for migrant workers, as around half of them earn less than their fair share. If everyone was paid according to industry standards, cost of living pressure could be alleviated. Another worrying trend is manifesting itself: the rise in excessive alcohol consumption. With stagnant wages and a high cost of living, Australians may be turning to alcohol as a means of escaping their worries. However, this practice can have dangerous side effects, including the development of addictions, health problems, and even cases of domestic violence. Alcohol is a constant presence in Australia's social and cultural life, and its ease of access makes its consumption even more tempting. According to a survey conducted by the Alcohol Research and Education Foundation, 78% of Australians believe the country faces an alcohol abuse problem. Around 44% consume alcohol with the intention of getting drunk, and approximately 35% have witnessed or been victims of alcohol-related violence. Surprisingly, 3 in 4 adults in Australia consume alcohol, making it the #1 substance concern across the country, accounting for 37% of treatment cases. The statistics are alarming, with an increase in alcohol-related deaths, rising from 1,452 in 2020 to 1,559 in 2021. However, these numbers only cover deaths directly attributed to alcohol. When we include moderately related deaths, that is, caused by diseases related to alcohol addiction, this number rises to 5,000 per year. Alcohol abuse also places a significant strain on public resources, costing the Australian government up to $36 billion annually. The government implemented a national strategy in 2019 to address these problems. This involves controlling the price, availability, and promotion of alcohol, as well as strengthening community safety and promoting healthier lifestyles. However, the effectiveness of these measures is still the subject of debate because, as statistics show, the results remain limited. Taxes on alcoholic beverages remain low, which keeps prices attractive to the public. When we think of Australia, it is impossible not to remember its stunning nature, but unfortunately, another sad reality that accompanies it is forest fires. Almost every year, we are impacted by these devastating disasters that have become a regular occurrence in Australia. Summers in Australia are notorious for the forest fires that ravage the country due to high temperatures and parched land. In 2020 alone, flames consumed around 18 million hectares of land, starting earlier than expected and affecting large populations due to unhealthy air quality. In 2020, the capital, Canberra, experienced the worst air quality of any major city across the world. Tragically, at least 26 people lost their lives, 5,900 buildings were reduced to ashes, and millions of animals perished. The future of these creatures is also in danger as they face extinction due to displacement and loss of their natural habitats. Climate change and irresponsible development play a fundamental role in this scenario. The continent, already known for its aridity, has become even drier, with an 11% drop in precipitation compared to the period before 2000. Climate change has also brought with it extreme weather phenomena, such as hail and devastating storms. Summers have become the hottest in decades, with temperatures reaching a frightening 42 degrees Celsius. Even when the bushfire state of emergency was declared, there were still fires raging in Australia. These fires not only affect Australia, but also have global repercussions. In 2020, the flames were so overwhelming that smoke reached cities in New Zealand, Argentina, and Chile. This creates environmental stress that can impact the overall health of the population. Studies indicate that unless steps are taken to reduce the effects of climate change, the situation will only get worse, resulting in more land being devastated, more people displaced, and more animals in danger. This situation creates a dangerous climate feedback loop, worsening both wildfires and climate change. Although the government has implemented forest fire management laws and national environmental laws, effective solution requires international intervention and cooperation. Without this, it looks like Australia will be destined to face this problem year after year. Also check out the video from Canada, another country with expensive housing. As always, thank you so much for watching.